cops off was the rallying cry as rideshare drivers staged a one-day strike in over a dozen cities in the U.S., UK, Australia, and South America.
How can you have a conscience? You should be ashamed of yourself. If you didn't have drivers, you wouldn't have a company. Screw you!
The strike comes days in advance of Uber's expected initial public offering of shares on Wall Street. It could be the richest tech company IPO ever, expected to reap $90 billion or more. These workers rallying outside Los Angeles International Airport won't be sharing that wealth. They say Uber has been cutting their share of fares, plunging many into poverty.
I've been driving full-time for about a year now. I live in a really small room in a house with 8 other people. So I pretty much have what I kind of think is pretty much the lowest cost of living that you can have in LA in this day. But now I've just been having to work longer and longer hours, steadily longer and longer hours every week to make the same amount of income.
Strikers want an hourly wage of $28, which they say is needed to cover the cost of fuel and car maintenance. They also want benefits like health care and more transparency about what they earn and how much Uber takes from each ride.
It's just the wild, wild west with these Uber apps. They say they're going to pay you so much, and then they take maybe 80% of what the pay is.
Uber has more than 3 million drivers worldwide, but they are classified as independent operators, not Uber employees. Uber and its chief rival Lyft have never made a profit and are racing to develop autonomous, computer-controlled cars to cut out drivers altogether. Uber executives and major investors stand to make hundreds of millions of dollars each when the company goes public. It's a conundrum of the new so-called gig economy that while the workers control the means of production, namely their cars, and do all the work, they get little profit.
Give us a little bit. We're not asking for the millions and billions you're going to get, but make it fair. I think that's the bottom line for me. Just make it fair.
Demanding some new rules of the ride-sharing road. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Los Angeles.